IskoRadyo is a proposed skill project that aims to use the campus's public address or PA system to disseminate news and information as well as provide engaging and entertaining audio content for students. IskoRadyo seeks to provide various programs including news and announcements, music requests, social media submissions, and more.
IskoRadyo, empowering student bodies from classroom to classroom. We are IskoRadyo, with dedication and pride. From headlines to features, we are IskoRadyo.
News with no bias, news with no exceptions, including nothing but what is true.
Listening to DZWV IskoRadyo, broadcasting for the scholar.
News with no bias, news with no exceptions, broadcasting nothing but the truth. This is IskoRadyo, the untarnished truth, the voice, the agents, broadcasting to the scholars. Live on tape at Philippine Science High School Western Visayas Campus. Here are your news anchors for today.
Good afternoon, Pisay.
It's 3 p.m. January 31, 2024. I am PB Aguirre.
And I am KZ Galvan.
And you are tuning into
IskoRadyo, the untarnished truth. Be prepared as IskoRadyo brings you the hottest and the latest news from Intramurals 2024.
Seniors sprint to victory as champions in track and field.
Unbeatable champions, grade 10 boys and grade 9 girls win in football.
Grades 10 to 12 take the crown in various e-games.
Batch 2026 dominates basketball championship.
Seniors take 3 wins, 0 losses in Intramurals 2024 volleyball games.
Batch 2026 and 2025 clinch top spot in the Intramurals dance battle competition.
That and more as we return with the blazing hot news right after these announcements.
Calling all leaders and visionaries. Is your skill, project, or organization craving that extra dose of spotlight? IskoRadyo has the perfect opportunity for you. We're on the hunt for captivating advertisements to showcase during our broadcasts. Want to know more? Reach out to the IskoRadyo Facebook page for more details. Don't miss this chance to shine and amplify your message.
And we are back with the campus latest news.
Once again, it's January 31, 2024. And again, you're tuning into
IskoRadyo, the untarnished truth.
Here we have the stories brought to us by Silink.
Senior sprint to victory as champions in track and field. Here's Lian Losanias for the details.
Scholars competed in various categories for Intramurals track and field events. The players gave their best to outpace their opponents in the other lanes, making the competition fierce. Batch 2026 emerged as the champions of the event, winning gold in the 100-meter dash for both men's and women's categories, as well as in the 1-kilometer long run for women's category. The gold for the 1-kilometer long run men's category was won by Batch 2027, who also clinched first place in the 200-meter dash men's category. Lastly, Batch 2028 took home the gold in the 200-meter dash women's category. The athletes' dedication and hard work were truly remarkable as they showed their competitive spirit throughout the event. Let's hear more from one of our players in this interview.
Good day, everyone. So we are here with Hurley Camacho, one of the representatives of grade 7 for the track and field. How are you feeling, Hurley?
I'm feeling great. Dami man.
Okay. So,
Wait pa tayo.
that's good, Hurley. Was the run good?
Yes, kasadya ito kay dami misunderstandings. Pero at least natapos man.
Okay, that's great. First, I would like to ask you a question. What was the most memorable moment for you during the intramural game, during the track and field, and how did it contribute to your overall experience as an athlete?
Oh, so pinaka-memorable rin sa akin ang misunderstandings during track and field kasi like it got me to understand more nga i-understand that deeply danay ang misunderstandings bago kita mag-react.
I see. What misunderstandings have you encountered during the game?
I'm like nag-crash into one another like ang mga opponents ko and nagka-conflict on whether they should be disqualified or not and counted ang nila or not.
I see. At least those are learnings that we can apply in the future years to come. Next question, can you share a specific challenge you faced? I think you already answered that. Next is, as an athlete, did you discover any new skills or talents within yourself during the intramurals? How did these discoveries positively impact your perception of your abilities?
I've discovered nga dasig ko. Like, since dago ko, because daw ko, or like, na-discover ko nga dasig man ko, which helped me sa mga sports na gusto ko, especially sa basket, you need speed.
Speed and agility.
Yes.
That's great. So let's proceed to the last question. Looking back on your experience, what feedback or suggestions do you have for improving future events, both in terms of the game itself and overall athlete experience?
Yeah, for overall athlete experience, na ano dan more sports than For example, like takraw, since kapan nila doon. Damo mga hidden talents sa aton nga campus. Kag for sports, nami tani nga like more intense ang games so longer and like more strict ang mga officials. Pero namin man itong officiating. Pero mas namin na nila action.
Okay. So we will take note of that and and I hope future leaders you're listening to this. And that again, Hurley Camacho, our grade 7 representative for track and field. Thank you very much, Hurley.
Thank you.
This is Lian Lasagnas broadcasting for The Scholar.
Thank you, Lian. Indeed, the competition was exhilarating as each batch showed dedication in clinching the title for each category.
Moving on to another story. Unbeatable champions grade 10 boys and grade 9 girls win in football. Here's Faye Cartagena for the details.
Held on January 18 to 20 in the PSHS WBC Quadrangle, the girls and boys of all grade levels competed in football for 3 matches. As they all tried to garner scores for their teams, 2 teams of different batches managed to climb to the top. Coming up first for the girls were the grade 9 players, winning all 3 matches consecutively, thus bagging first place, with scores 3-1 against the grade 7, 4-1 against the grade 8, and 4-0 against the grade 10. For the boys, grade 10 champions also won all their matches, scoring 4-2 against the grade 7, 4-0 against the grade 8, and a close match of 5-4 against the grade 9. Now let's hear more about this from the grade 8 football players.
Great football team, clap your hands, guys. Woo! So, for the first question, what was the most memorable moment for you during the soccer game, and how did it contribute to your overall experience as an athlete?
The memorable moment in the soccer game was me scoring the first goal. Since last year, we didn't even score 1 goal. It was 0-15.
Congrats, guys. That is crazy. Good job. And how did it contribute to your experience as an athlete?
It contributed since now I know that we have trained so much that we improved on our skills in soccer.
Alright, next question, huh? Alright, next question. Can you share a specific challenge you faced during the game and how you overcame it?
Well, most of our star players were got injured the first half of the game, like Zian and me. I got cramps, and we had to sub in our other players, but we still fought through it, and our mindset didn't change, and still persevered through it.
Next question. In terms of team spirit, can you recall a moment that showcased your strong team synergy?
When we scored the goal, we were very happy and cheering all together because it's a very big achievement for us to score a goal. Last year, it was very hard for us, even just one single score.
Okay. Alright. Next question. As an athlete, did you discover any new skills or talents within yourself during the intramurals? You discover?
Ano lahat?
New skills or talents during the intramurals.
Oh yeah, ang dribbling skills, yeah.
These positively impact your perception as an athlete?
Kaya nag-improve ako nga, skills sa pag-play, nag-improve.
That's nice, that's nice. Looking back on your experience, what feedback or suggestions do you have for improving future events, both in terms of the game itself and the overall athlete experience?
Keep on practicing lang to reach your goal.
What about sa setups ng intramurals? Are you satisfied?
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Sing again.
Thank you very much. Grade 8 football team. Hopefully in the future, more blessings to you. Thank you very much.
Congrats, guys. Yay.
This is Faye Cartagena, broadcasting for the Scholars.
Thank you, Faye. Truly a display of our scholars' passion and determination for the sport.
In other news, grades 10 to 12 take the crown in various e-games. Here's Helayan Alontaga for the details.
Philippine Science High School scholars faced each other in number E games such as Valorant and Tetris at Intramurals 2024. The games tested the players' abilities against other grades from the grade 7 freshmen up to the grade 12 seniors. The grade 10 boys won both Minesweeper and Tetris, while the grade 11 and grade 12 won in the women's category. The grade 10 also won in League and ML, while the grade 12 took the win in Valorant. Now, let's hear the short interview from one of the players.
Welcome to IskoRadyo. Here we have our guest. Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Lance Bishop and Indian leader of grade 12 Valorant.
That was an amazing performance, Lance. Lance, before we begin, I just want to ask you, what made you decide to play Valorant in the first place?
First of all, my name is Graham. I've with your friends and develop relationships with them.
I see. So Lance, what was the key moment in the game that actually made you excited about it? Like in that exact game itself?
Sa game na to, pinakasadya ko isang mga knife attempts. Ay, very funny siya at may mga futile body attempts ka. For example, sa isa tumawag ng mga nag-try sa knife first round, siya na ang na-knife. Very funny.
How about Lance, that's cool and all, but how about the challenges? What challenges did you face during the game? Do you think it was a hard game, it was an easy game, or it was somewhat of a normal game?
It was a very fun game, pero very hard na siya kay may connectivity issues na nakatago permikalag ang mga players.
That's great. Thank you so much, Lance. That's all. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you very much.
This is Helena Alantaga, broadcasting for The Scholar.
Surely the seniors from grade 10 to 12 remain undefeated.
That and more as we return with the blazing news right after these announcements.
Pisay WVC is turning 32 years old. Our 32nd Foundation Day is coming up, and the school has prepared fun activities for you to engage in and enjoy. Do you enjoy music? How about screaming your heart out as you watch bands sing your favorite songs? The Foundation Day will hold the Battle of the Bands, where our school's newest bands will debut, compete, sing, and entertain each one of us with their amazing songs. Want to witness the varying talents of Pisay instead? How about reserving some time to watch our talent show? So come on, Pisay, let's celebrate and have fun on our 32nd Foundation Day.
And we're back with today's headlines.
Once again, you're tuning into
IskoRadyo, the Untarnished Truth.
Here we have the stories brought to us by Banaag. Batch 2026 dominates basketball championship. Here's Andrea Ruel for the details.
Competing scholars participated in the championship of the most anticipated games of Intramurals 2024 basketball. In the various matches, the players' abilities were pitted against each other to see who would emerge as Pisay's top team. Batch 2026 emerged as victors in both basketball boys and girls, followed by the juniors. For basketball boys, the freshmen came in third and the sophomores in fourth, while in basketball girls, the sophomores emerged in third while the freshmen came in fourth. Both teams from Batch 2026 had a whopping 3-0 win-loss record against their opponents. For the basketball boys, Justine Yoshinari, Dean Garde, and Rick Gayapa emerged as the star players during the games. In their game against the freshmen, the Batch 2026 team ended the game with a blowout victory. For the basketball girls, Elena Barde and Marjorie Sobesa fueled the team offense. Let's hear more from the Sports Developmental Council basketball head, Chris David Rampola.
Alright, so let's get into it. So my first question to you is, what was your most memorable moment for you during the basketballs as you served as referee, right?
Yes.
What was your most memorable moment for you, and how did this contribute to your overall experience as an athlete?
Most memorable moment, it would be the buzzer beater in an overtime game between the grade 9 and grade 8 girls. It was fun to watch as a referee, which gives me a different perspective since I always play the sport, and as an athlete, those are one of the moments that you wish you could experience.
How did this experience contribute to your overall being as an athlete, so to speak?
As a referee?
Yes, this experience of being a referee.
Well, basketball is quite a contact sport, so referees are always scrutinized for their calls or whatever happens in a game. So to officiate a game myself, it gives me a different perspective on how especially how the referees see the game, since they're also human and they can't call the correct calls all the time. All of that. So yeah.
Thank you. So let's move on to our next question. So, seeing as we are a referee, a different perspective, no? So, can you share a specific challenge you faced during the game, and how did you overcome this?
Probably officiating the girls' games. The games for the girls, because they play the sport a lot differently than the boys, since the boys are much more refined when it comes to the rules, and the girls are given much more freedom when it comes to the rules. So yeah, they're officiating their games are a lot more challenging and difficult, since they're actually quite much more physical than the boys. Yeah, that's all.
So, with all of these challenges that you've mentioned, how did you overcome them?
Probably based from I probably overcame these challenges by, first of all, talking to my officiating team, the table officials, the other referees, and asking guidance from Sir Elvin himself, the sports coordinator. Also, officiating the girls made it much easier, since we always informed them before the game started, like the common rules, reminders, like safety first, everything like that.
Thank you very much. So let's move on as we transition to this question. As a referee, did you discover any new skills or talents within yourself during the intramurals?
New skills or talents, probably being a much better communicator, since as an official you always have to communicate with the players and always be fair with them. Since, especially for the boys, we have teammates all across the grade levels in our basketball team, so they're also very physical, very competitive. Communicating between them, especially between the teams at different grade levels, was quite key in maintaining the games to be played in a much safer manner.
So given your experience as an athlete and your experience now during these intrams as a referee, what are the main differences that you see in terms of experience?
The referees probably have it harder than the athletes, since they not only watch over the whole game, but also take into account different player traits. Like for example, a player like this would probably be quite physical compared to others. So there are times that their calls might be much more strict. Much more strict compared to the rest. Or there are times like there are players who actually don't know the rules, and referees have to be patient enough to let them understand them as well.
So this brings us to our last question, no? So looking back on your experience, what feedback or suggestions do you have for improving future events, both in terms of the game itself and the overall experience?
For the intrams itself, I would suggest a much more longer schedule, since injuries were quite the issue, since warm up time was not actually given before the games, so that was actually quite crucial for the players. Also, probably a proper reorientation for the referees as well, like, or training. That would actually help both the players and the officials.
So I believe that's it. Thank you very much for this interview. Thank you very much.
This is Andrea Ruel, broadcasting for The Scholar.
Thank you, Andrea. What an impressive performance brought to us by Batch 2026.
Indeed, PB. In other news, Senior takes 3 wins, 0 losses in Intramurals 2024 volleyball games. Here's Leanne Losanias for the details.
In one of the major sports, volleyball, the seniors clinched the top place with 0 losses against the lower batches. The sophomores succeeded in winning a total of 2 out of 3 games, while the juniors set a record of 1 win and 2 losses. These batches were placed in 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Consequently, the freshman batch fell into the 4th place with 0 wins. Both the boys and girls categories gained identical results in terms of rankings. For the senior high versus junior high games, the junior girls successfully triumphed against the senior high team by winning the first 2 sets. The junior boys also gained victory with a win in the 3rd set, landing a 2-1 record. Now let's listen to some words from one of the sports players.
Hi everyone, so right now we are with Joshua Isaiah Narito, the open hitter of the volleyball team of Batch 2026. So congratulations sa game na kanina. Okay, so now you'll be interviewing him. First question, what was the most memorable moment for you during the intramural so far? And how did it contribute to your overall experience as an athlete?
So far, actually, there's been multiple occasions when my memorable memories. Recently, sa volleyball, there was a point sa first set when the goalkeeper nag-come back ng other team. So medyo hadlock ako actually sa mga teammates na ano was come back daw. Luckily, we could trust a team and may na communication and nakabalik.
Yes, of course. The audience really witnessed that. So, second question, can you share a specific challenge you faced during the game and how did you overcome it? How did you overcome it? How did this experience impact your personal growth as a player? Besides, you can mention that.
One was at first because there wasn't any warm-up with the example team and Saturday. We were running out of time this week. So, they didn't give us the time to warm up. So, ako na-serve sa beginning sa first set, medyo low-low like nasulod, and ako, mayo lang sa second set na kabawi. Happy lang ako because it showed na I could reorientate myself. Hindi ko ba naman to-pick sa slow na gawin kasi lang kasi.
Yes, indeed. I think to maka-recover, kung mag-get a very nice performance. By the way. Third question, in terms of team spirit, can you recall a moment that showcased the strong camaraderie among you and your teammates? And how did this positive team dynamic enhance your overall experience?
Well, I think as a team, we're not very close actually, but I think we share the same mentality that we have to give our best as a sport. And sa isa akin sa work, it was the second set. We were close to winning, I think. And our teammate Yoshi ended up finishing the game with like 4 or 5 set points na back to back. We were really happy and excited and like cheering it up. It was a big win.
As an athlete, did you discover any new skills or talents within yourself during the intramurals? Or if yes, how did these discoveries positively impact your perception of your abilities?
I guess what I discovered is this can be my camper. Hindi ko kaya kung makakapag kami bira-bira. It just shows na at least meron ako stamina.
Last question. Looking back on your experience, what feedback or suggestions do you have for improving future events, especially sa intramurals this year, both in terms of the game itself and the overall athlete experience?
So far, mami, because it's been only the first day, wala man actually any concerns or anything to help them, but I would guess, hiring management sometimes. Because isa-isa. Pero so far the SDC, they're doing a great thing.
So that is all from IskoRadyo. Any message from for your supporters?
But lang ko may supporters.
May araw ka na yan.
Thank you now.
Okay.
I hope I don't disappoint.
So that is all from IskoRadyo. Thank you, everyone.
This is Lian Lasagnas broadcasting for The Scholar.
Congratulations, seniors, once again claiming the top spot.
For another story, Batch 2026 and 2025 clinched top spot in Intramurals Dance Battle Competition. Here's Faye Cartagena for the details.
The Intramurals 2024 was a blast, especially with the dance battle that showcased the talents and creativity of the scholars from different batches. In this event, they competed in 2 days of elimination battles, with the final round on the third day. The scholars prepared their choreography for 8 songs, which were then chosen randomly via spin the wheel during their individual and group team battles. The judges rated each performance on a scale of 1 to 10, as the audience cheered and clapped for their favorites. The battle got more intense when there were ties between the scores, and 2 dancers from each batch had to face off in a freestyle showdown. Glyza Faye Cordero of Batch 2027 and Jeff Arville Piliora of Batch 2024 settled the score on day 1, while Isabel Therese Chavez of Batch 2025 and Jeros Pereira of Batch 2026 battled it out on the third day. In the end, Batch 2026 and Batch 2025 emerged as the champions, with Batch 2027 and Batch 2024 as the first and second runner-up.
Hi everyone! Now today we are here with JM Oy, one of the Batch 2024's dance team member during the Intramurals dance battle. So congratulations for garnering third runner-up. Okay, congratulations. So at this moment we will be interviewing him. Our first question would be, what was the most memorable moment for you during the dance battle, and how did it contribute to your overall experience?
The most memorable moment for me was during the opening day because the screams during that time were very intense, and I don't know how to explain it exactly, but there's just this weird effect when there are a lot of people screaming that you get super hyped up and all that.
Our second question would be, can you share a specific challenge you faced during the dance battle, and how did you overcome it? How did this experience impact your personal growth?
The challenging experience that I had was preparing for the dance battle, since as an SYP student, we have a lot of requirements, especially rest. So it was really hard finding time to practice, while at the same time being able to contribute to the various group works and requirements that I had. So I believe that I learned better time management after this whole experience. And while as an athlete, I believe that it helped me develop my character and resilience.
For our third question, in terms of team spirit, can you recall a moment that showcased the strong camaraderie among your teammates or group members? And how did this positive team dynamic enhance your overall experience?
An experience was during the time we were preparing for an outfits. Well, it doesn't just involve my teammates, but it involved the whole batch. I was really touched seeing that we only chatted like a sentence on the group chat, and everyone was eager to respond, willing to lend their clothes and helped us as a group. Well, and we also helped each other.
As a member, did you discover any new skills or talents within yourself during the intramurals?
I believe that I learned that I could be better or improve in dancing as a whole. This experience really allowed me to see that I am not limited to just a single style, and I'm happy for that.
We're also happy for you. Alright, and last question. Looking back on your experience, what feedback or suggestions do you have for improving the future events, both in terms of the dance battle itself and the overall dancer experience?
For me, the most it's not really the organizer's fault, but I would suggest that next time they would set the intramurals or announce the mechanics like way earlier, and the schedule of the overall event not to be at the same time as a major event here in Iloilo, specifically the Nagyang, because I believe that it really affected the intrams as a whole, with so many games being pushed back or brought forward, and it was a stress for both the organizers and the athletes. So yeah.
And that's it for our interview. Thank you and congratulations again, JM. And that's it. Thank you and see you next year.
This is Faye Cartagena, broadcasting for the Scholars.
Thank you, Faye. The dance battle has surely been a striking display of our scholars' artistic skills and self-expression. And that's a wrap for our coverage of Intramurals 2024.
Above all, props to PSH's WBC Sports Development Council for this year for organizing Intramurals 2024.
And those were our headlines for the day. KZ, what was your highlight for the event?
For me, PP, the highlight was every event where most of the patches clinched gold in any category, which shows the competitive spirit among scholars despite being in different grade levels.
That is true. Ika nga nila, laruin mo na ang lahat, wag lang ang puso ko.
Hoy, tama ka na, Imuya. Until next time, as we work to deliver news with no bias.
News with no exceptions.
Broadcasting nothing but the truth.
This has been PB Aguirre.
And this has been KZ Galvan.
The Voice.
The Agents.
Broadcasting for the Scholar.
This is IskoRadyo,
The Untarnished Truth.
IskoRadyo, empowering our students from classroom to classroom. We are IskoRadyo, with dedication and pride. From headlines to features, we are IskoRadyo.
News with no bias, news with no exceptions, including nothing but what is true.
Listening to DZWV IskoRadyo, broadcasting for the scholar.